Ladies and gentlemen, now we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. We're at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Camping World 400. Back on the channel again. Our second mile-and-a-half race of the season. Keegan Schneider and the only other mile-and-a-half race finished in third. Kyle Busch won that race, coincidentally enough as well. That is the only race that Schneider has not won yet in this early season so far. He is 6 for 7. Let's see if he can go 7 for 8 tonight. Worst qualifying effort of the year so far, qualified 29, so we'll see how he can improve on that throughout today's race. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into this race. Should be a fun one. Best mile and a half on the circuit, in my opinion at least, before obviously got taken off the NASCAR schedule a couple years ago. They ran their last race there in 2019, at least as we know of so far. And we got some more great races coming up on the schedule. We got Talladega up next tomorrow night. Then we got Bristol coming up a couple nights after that for the next race after Dega. So it's going to be a lot of fun here on this final season of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode and just NASCAR Heat 5 in general. So without further ado, let's get into this. Kurt Busch qualified on the pole here in this one. Looks like Matty D's having himself a pretty good car early on. Benedetto's had a pretty strong start to the season so far as well.
You're coming to the green.
Benedetto coming in with two top fives already early on the season. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Chicagoland. Kurt Busch will lead the field down into turn one. 80 laps in stage 1. Stage 2 will be 80 laps. Final stage 107, making up the 400 miles, 267 laps here today at Chicago. Pause it for one quick second as we get up to speed so I can get the chat back up. There we go. Side by side for the lead. Chase Elliott trying to go forward underneath Kurt Busch. Newman right there in third place as well. Schneider trying to hold back both Josh Bilicki and Eric Jones behind him. Sends it to the inside of Chad Fincham in the 49. 2 career wins on mile and a half of the 11 career wins that Schneider has had so far. He's going to bump draft Chad Fincham down the back straightaway. That did not help him at all. That just got him super tight into the corner. 4 wide off of turn 4. How did Schneider keep it off the wall? He almost got squeezed by the 34 of Michael McDowell.
Still there?
I didn't think we were going to see that off the exit of the corner. Schneider had to lift a little bit because of how tight he got in the center of the corner when he was in line behind the 49 of Fincham. It's Kyle Busch now is going to jump to the lead. 3 wide for about second and third place. Crazy start to things here today. We've seen 3 and 4 wide already in the opening couple laps. McDowell going to take it 3 wide. Bilicki on the outside. Fincham with a big block on the 99 as well. They're trying to side draft that 49 car. Sucks him back a little bit. Clears him into 1. Bilicki still up high trying to get a run off the banking. He's battling here at the back.
Careful, still there.
Schneider just cannot clear the 7 of Bilicki right now. I'll try to side draft him a little bit into the trial. Drops in line behind him. Sends it deep into turns 1 and 2. Slides up the track again. Past the lift. Still made a little contact. And now Martin Truex Jr. going to jump to the lead early on. We'll see if we'll finally get that third different winner of the season. Schneider's riding the hottest streak of his career. Obviously winning 6 of the first 7 races we have ran so far. On top of that, he is coming in winning 4 races in a row. One of only 9 drivers in NASCAR Cup Series history to do so. And he's looking for 5 here today. Those wins across a bunch of different racetracks, including a sweep at Indianapolis on the road course and the Oval, winning the Brickyard 400. His third different crown jewel victory of his young career. He's already topped the wins total from what he had last season when he had 5 wins. This year already was 6. We win this championship and win a ton more races going out with a bang. We might have a Hall of Fame career as far as like wins, getting the championship goes in our first 2 seasons. That'd be insane. And we'd be the first driver to ever win a Truck Xfinity and a Cup Series championship. Nobody has done that in NASCAR history. Pretty scrambled in the middle of the pack still. About 8 cars under a blanket through turns 3 and 4, now entering into the tri-oval. A lot of side-by-side action up there. Truex at the front of the field continues to hold on to lead on his teammate Kyle Busch. R6, welcome to the stream. Got squeezed and he had to lift off the exit of turn 4 and try to keep it underneath the 41 of Cole Custer. There's got a huge head of steam, and now he's 3 wide underneath Tyler Reddick and Michael McDowell. Then Haley now in the middle. Schneider down low, still 3 wide. Haley stuck in the middle lane going backwards.
Still there. You're all clear up top.
No, nobody else has commented in the chat yet. You're the first. That would be why you don't see anybody yet. Oh, wow, 3 wide. Schneider didn't realize Corey LaJoie was down low. He knew Stenhouse was underneath him. Ricky was actually in that middle lane. Schneider going to clear them both down the back straightaway. The back stretch, I guess, with it being a little curve. Entering into turn 3, Schneider clear for 22nd. Starting 29th, he's slowly moving through the field. We're at lap 13, still caution free early on. Brad Keselowski running towards the back right now in 21st. Had a couple bad runs on those road courses we've ran. He's got 3 top 10s early in the season. For being 7 races in, though, you would think Keselowski might have more than that. I think poorly today, this has not been a strong start to the year for him. The good news is Schneider winning all these races, we only have 2 drivers locked into the playoffs on wins right now, which would be 2 of the top 3 in points of Kyle Busch and Keegan Schneider. Kyle Larson fan, welcome to the stream. Schneider up the middle between Austin Dillon and Alex Bowman for the tri-oval. Clears them both quickly. Schneider's really starting to pick up some pace here in the longer run. Problem is he's 13 and a half seconds off the lead for Martin Truex Jr. before starting to get going. So we'll see. Obviously, if he gets better track position as this race goes on with restarts as we get later on, he'll be all right. Just this initial start after qualifying 29th is just a little too far back too early to have a really good chance of trying to win this stage. Just have to see how it's going to work out for him. Inside the top 15. And he's up to 14, passing Ryan Preece into turn 3 as well, blowing by both him and Eric Almirola down the back stretch. 2 seconds ahead of him is Clinton Boyer in 13th. We'll see if he can hang on. Truex dealing with lap traffic, so we'll see if he'll be able to hold on to his lead now that he's lost the clean air. Fastest lap of the race that last time by. The outside of Clint Boyer. Matt DiBenedetto to the race lead now for the first time. Off the exit of turn 2, he has cleared Martin Truex Jr. Mentioned in the pre-race that DiBenedetto looked to have a strong car from his practice times. It's one of the footnotes that we had seen before the drop of the green flag. DiBenedetto has 2 top 5s this year. He's got 1 stage win already this year at Richmond. In that race, he didn't even finish in the top 10. They tried to lap down in the middle of green flag stops and get a caution. He has been strong in 3 of the first 7 races, not even including the super speedway and the Daytona 500, where he ran particularly well. Blaney, Denny Hamlin side by side, battling from 10 through 1 and 2, and now into 3 and 4. They're still side by side with one another. Denny should clear him off turn 4 and does. Blaney drops in line behind him. Almost halfway through the tire stint right now as we're at lap 23. Check out quite a bit to get to the outside of Joey Gase. Caught him in a terrible spot as they both picked the same lane in turns 1 and 2 down to that bottom near the white line. Going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time early on in the race tonight. So he quickly sends it underneath Joey Logano. Chase Elliott, who challenged the lead early, back to 6th. Look at all this lap traffic around him, though. That can't help. Schneider flows around him into turn 3.
You're clear all around there. Stay high up here.
I must say, Schneider so far is getting through this lap traffic about as good, or not a lot better than everybody else so far. Trying to go full throttle for turns 3 and 4, and does. That middle to upper lane, really pushing hard. He gained the track position that he did not have at the start with qualifying in the back half of the field.
Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
Just gets to the outside of Kyle Busch. Pinching him down, trying to take the air off the rear spoiler of Busch's number 18 M&M's Toyota. While BJ McLeod been steadily running 11th through 20th most of the season. But McLeod, as you see early on in this race, is in 4th place. Schneider will go to the outside of McLeod for 4th in turns 1 and 2. Should be able to get around him, I'd have to assume. BJ trying to hold on strong now down the backstretch, but Schneider gets the run off the banking. And easily is going to clear him well before they get into turn 3. Truex back to the lead on DiBenedetto. Matty D 3 wide middle right now with a ton of lap traffic around him. Schneider's closing in on those top 3 pretty quickly. Benedetto with a little bit of a desperation move down to the bottom, trying to block Newman down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. They all got through the lap traffic. Now it's Schneider's turn. About a second and a half off the race lead to get through the lap traffic himself here. Definitely getting aggressive through it. Sends it into turn 1 at an awkward angle. 3 wide late in the tri-oval underneath Haley and Jones. Had to lift a little bit extra, but he did clear everybody he needed to. On corner entry, just to hold the corner, even with having to lift quite a bit. Joshua Runzi, welcome to the stream. Schneider to 3rd as he gets around Ryan Newman. Very quick pace, and he's got a shot to get to the lead here very shortly on Martin Truex Jr. and Matt DiBenedetto. Down the backstretch to the outside of the 21. What lane is the 19 going to pick? He's going to go to the middle. Matty D down low. Side by side for the lead. Now they're 3 wide for the race lead off of turn 4. Lap cars down to the middle and the bottom is going to allow Schneider up high to lead his first lap of the race. And Keegan Schneider to the lead down into turn 1 here at Chicagoland. Truex hangs on to 2nd for a brief moment. Now DiBenedetto swings high off turn 2 with the lap car. Stenhouse down low. They're 3 wide again. But Schneider is setting sail with his first lead early on in this race. Dark Crypto, Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Overran the corner a little bit, 1 and 2, as he's trying to pull away from those cars he is already just passed behind him. Quickly out to a 2-second advantage over Truex. Remember, he was about 13.5 seconds off the lead before he started to cut into that deficit. That's how bad he is on the short run. That's why he qualified 29th. But he's definitely got a lot of long run speed here tonight at Chicago. Get a look at the top 5 on the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Schneider leads, Mark Truex Jr. 2nd, Matt DiBenedetto 3rd, Ryan Newman 4th, and BJ McLeod inside the top 5. as we're almost halfway through stage number 1. 5 more laps will be exactly halfway through stage 1. Everybody still has to pit as we're still caution free. We've got another 25 laps on fuel, it looks like. Already 5.5 seconds ahead of Truex and Benedetto. Ryan Newman a little bit less than a second off the second place car himself here. McLeod's about 4 seconds behind Newman. We'll go back to the normal camera at least to the end of stage 1. We'll go alternating through the camera angles a second time further on in tonight's race. Just a reminder, the Geico 500 at Talladega will be coming up on the channel tomorrow night on the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Our first trip to Talladega this season, one of only 3 tracks we go to multiple times on the year, and that will be the site of our championship race on this final season as well. Once we get into the Championship 4, obviously, if we make it to the Championship 4. Snyder's scoring a ton of playoff points early on in the season with 9 stage wins and 6 race wins already early on in the year. And looking to improve on that. Obviously, he leads the regular season standings by quite a bit early on as well. No DNFs through the first 7. In fact, has not finished worse than 3rd in the first 7 races of the season. And he's leading already in stage 1. Just looking for a dominant season. And this could have the makings to be our most dominant season we've ever run on the channel. Doesn't matter what video game, you know, career mode or championship or season mode, it doesn't matter. Saving my race picks for this weekend's edition of the NASCAR Fantasy Podcast, so you'll have to tune in for that later on in the week. But I do have my pick.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear. All clear.
Just past halfway through stage 1. 41 laps complete, another 39 still to go. Schneider's got an 11.5 second lead now on Matt DiBenedetto. Less than 20 laps away from green flag pit stops if we continue to stay green.
Still there. All right, clear low.
Schneider's just going to stay out of the pits for right now and just continue to lead laps. Might consider taking right side tires only to try and conserve the amount of tires we're going to have to the end of the race. If the cautions pick up in the second half. We haven't had a lot of cautions in recent races. 2 cautions 2 races ago at the Indy Road Course. 3 of them for incident last night in Brickyard 400 on the Indy Oval. Schneider just ran his fastest lap of the race this late into the run. 30.954. Still about half a second off from my fastest time ever here. A lot of that is probably because we are late in the run, but the fact that, again, his pace is quickening. This is huge.
Stay on the bottom here. You got room, you're clear there.
Oh, jeez. Schneider into the back of Denny Hamlin there in the tri-oval. And accidentally damaged a little bit to the front of the race car. The 2 major. I'm guessing you were watching Eric Estep's video that released earlier today, because he did mention Eric Jones. It's Daytona. I mean, literally anybody can win. You look at Michael McDowell winning the Daytona 500 this year as a prime example of that. McDowell also finished, second at Talladega earlier this season as well? Second or third? I can't remember if Byron beat him to the line or not. But yeah, 2 top 5s for McDowell. I think he's one to look out for if you're looking at like a sleeper. But I don't know about Jones though. I'm just not sold on it. If he was with Joe Gibbs Racing, I'd feel a little bit more confident, but I know it's a super speedway, and still anything can happen. And he has run well in the super speedways this year with Petty.
Alright, clear on that. You're clear all around, man.
I don't know. Let's just say I'm not going to put him as one of my sleeper picks this weekend. I got some other sleeper picks that I'm going to stick with.
You're clear there. Clear low, clear low.
Keep the black and orange. I plan on keeping it for at least a handful of races here. I'm really liking this paint scheme. Speaking of Matty Dean, currently second place early on. 11% left on the right front right now for Schneider.
We're going to beat those tires to last, driver. Clear all around.
Schneider's definitely lapped a lot of the field right now. 21.5 second race lead for the 99 in stage 1. Will we make it to green flag pit stops before the yellow comes out? Bush way up the track there trying to get to the outside of Matt Kenseth. Looked like he got tight when he got in line right behind the 42 car. Kevin Harvick at 7th, going to go lap down. Kyle Busch, meanwhile, up here is in 6th.
You're all clear on the bottom there.
Like I mentioned, Schneider's lapping a whole bunch of cars. Just barely kept it off the wall on turn 2. He got tight himself.
You're clear.
Picks the 18 behind the 13, and Kyle Busch is a lap down. Bubba Wallace is a pretty good pick this weekend.
You're clear.
Kyle Larson's on the pole again this weekend too. Michael McDowell in 18th, pretty good. About a mile and a half for that front row car. 6% left on that right front. Schneider's not going to be able to take it all the way to the end of the field run, it looks like. We'll stay out one more lap. And we'll pit the following time by. Oh man, Newman almost made contact with BJ McLeod as they're 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Ryder shoves the 78 on by. Bump draft through the tri-oval to get ahead of Newman. Now Schneider to the outside of McLeod on turn 2. Just 3 cars on the lead lap. Race leader, of course, of Keegan Schneider, Matt DiBenedetto, and Martin Truex Jr. Schneider going to stay out one more lap. Just in case we do get a caution, he's going to trap a lot of these guys a lap down. 27 laps to go in stage 1.
Easy on the tires, driver.
There's definitely not saving anything right now. Over 50 laps into stage 1. And Schneider is going to pit this time. Down to 2% going into turn 3 on that right front tire. So Keegan Schneider going to make his way to pit road. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit.
Back it down.
Gets down perfectly. Didn't really lock the tires up too much. Right side tires only for the 99 crew. and just enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. So just a half a tank there. 1 second of damage to be repaired. No other adjustments to this. Actually, we're gonna... Yeah, no adjustments to the race car. Keep it the way it is. Ethan, welcome to the stream, by the way. Trevor Grimes, welcome. So 9.3 seconds stop. Schneider will remain on the lead lap. Matt DiBenedetto will take over the race lead until the rest of the leaders have to hit the pits. Ooh, geez. Bottoming out, trying to get back up to speed on the racetrack. Schneider blends back in line. His left side will easily make it to the end of the stage. This is going to conserve a set of tires, assuming he takes right sides again later in the race, which is likely going to be the call of stage 2. And this could be a potential move to lap the field by the end of the stage and to keep at least a decent amount of speed in this race car on the short runs, knowing he isn't that good on floor fresh tires, so he's going to keep the left sides old, so he's still got a little wiggle room, I guess, with a looser car. Right sides only will loosen it up a little bit. And now Martin Truex Jr. on the pit road a lap after Schneider hits the pits. Truex was in second. Matt DiBenedetto will still lead and stay on the racetrack for now. Schneider was not the only one that couldn't quite make it to the end of the field run, and now we have a caution. Caution is out in the middle of green flag stops very late in stage number 1. Clint Boyer, Eric Almirola will get the free pass at 15. Truex was on pit road at the time of the yellow, but he was still in the lead lap, so he's actually going to cycle right back up to where he was. He'll restart second. Schneider on only right side tires will restart from the lead, and everybody who was not on pit road at the time of the yellow will have to pit. So DiBenedetto is going to go from first back to about 4th, it looks like. 5th maybe on the restart. Yeah, 5th place. All right, well, let's see how this is going to work. Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland after a first caution of the day. 20 laps to go in stage 1. Schneider gets the clean restart, jumps in front of the 19. Harvick goes 3 wide as Truex ended up shuffled out of line. Look at all the spots the 19 car is losing. Logano went up the middle as the 4 went to the bottom. Now Logano's getting shuffled out. How about DiBenedetto? Going to the top side. Harvick to the middle. Schneider back out of the gas early to beat Kevin Harvick. Back to the throttle off turn 4. BJ McLeod looks for the lead. Schneider with a block in the tri-oval there. And he's going to have a hard time trying to hold on for dear life with these older left side tires. But we'll see. Harvick to the outside for the race lead now. Schneider going to try to side draft him off of turn 2, but the 99 got a little loose. Here comes the 21 of DiBenedetto. Harvick with a block into turn 3. Now DiBenedetto swings high. A lot of cars got back on the lead lap with that time yellow. Truex back to the bottom. Schneider, that middle lane. Elliott got squeezed. Blaney went 3 wide. Now they're almost 4 wide.
Stay low, stay low.
And they're trying to dive back down low.
Inside. You got room. You're clear.
Blaney trying to block Hamlin all over the place through the tri-oval.
Got a car coming.
Schneider is settling in 11th right now. It looked like it at least. Elliott makes the move. Schneider in the draft down the backstretch. That will keep him in front of the 9 car just enough. 3 wide for the race lead off turn 4. BJ McLeod with A fantastic move to get underneath the 4 and the 21, who were side by side. They're still 3 wide down into turn 1.
Still there. Inside.
Harvick is in the wall. McLeod is clear. DiBenedetto to second. BJ McLeod trying to win his first career stage. On a mile and a half.
Still there.
Still got 15 more laps left in stage 1, so we'll see. DiBenedetto back to the inside of the 78 cars. They're side by side for the lead again.
Got one inside.
Schneider going to block Boyer. Down the back stretch, he'll get inside the 34 of McDowell, who's the first car lap down at 16th right now.
Still there.
McDowell wants to hold on to the free pass. Ryan Preece is the next car lap down behind him.
Careful. Still there.
And then a couple car lengths.
Down low now.
Schneider tries to fend Boyer off for the 13th position. Side drafts a 34 on corner entry. Really wants to get around him. Just stuck side by side with him.
Still there. Still there. Clear high, bud.
Finally clears McDowell off turn 4. Looks like McLeod's trying to cross DiBenedetto back over again. To the inside into 1. Matty D up high near the wall. And we're really trying to back the corners up as much as possible. Notice the car will kick in on the longer run a little bit sooner with taking right sides only. The car is not as tight. This is the only reason why. But it obviously hurt him on the restart, as you saw. Made a pass on Byron to 3 and 4 to move him back into the top dozen. Still got 11 more laps. 4.5 seconds off the race lead still. Not losing any more ground on the leaders. Pretty even through 1 and 2 that time. Schneider down to the apron through the tri-oval. He's doing everything he can. 10 laps to go in stage 1. He should get back inside the top 10 for some stage points at least. And it dives underneath Denny Hamlin. Didn't clear him. Now he clears him at the start-finish line for 11. Schneider's car is starting to kick in, but is it a little too late to try and catch up to the leaders by the end of stage 1? We'll pass Blaney for 10th. That'll put him back in position to get some stage points. Top 5 cars are all within 1 second of each other for the race lead as McLeod tries to hold off DiBenedetto again into turn 1. Matty D just gets underneath them. They're side by side for the lead. The more they battle back and forth, that's going to allow those 3 cars behind them to get bigger runs. And also, further back with Schneider on the charge now. They keep battling like this. It's only going to allow the 99 to close in a little bit more. As he sends it underneath Chase Elliott to make the pass for 9th. Through turns 3 and 4, makes quick work of Elliott. Nearly 3 wide for 6th place between the Busch brothers and Joey Logano as well. Logano might try to take it 3 wide into 1, and he does! Oh, but Kyle Busch shuts the door on him. Those guys battling up towards the front. Schneider's within 3.5 seconds. Second game over the last 3 or 4 laps, but he's going to have to keep the pace up a little bit more. He's going to need to get around the 22, the 1, and the 18 pretty quickly as well. Schneider down to the apron, through the tri-oval. Clears Logano. Now he's underneath Kyle Busch. Clears him into turn 1. Underneath Kurt Busch. Kyle got really tight. Following the same line as the 99, and with moving up the track, Logano gets underneath him for position. They now battle for 8th. Schneider sends it off into turn 3 to get around Kurt Busch for 6, so he's on the move. 5 laps to go in stage 1, and now he's about 3 seconds off the lead.
5 to go, driver.
And it is going to be close. Problem is, he's got 5 cars to pass to get to the lead first. Really arcing these corners off pretty wide by backing up the corners, and it looks like they will catch at least 1 or 2 lap cars by the end of stage 1 as well. That can become a factor. Side by side as McLeod's losing positions late in the stage. Truex passes him and clears him off turn 2 for 3rd. Newman starting to slowly fade behind those top 4 as Benedetto now going to try to hold off Harvick. Harvick to the inside for the race lead down through 3 and 4. 3 laps to go in stage 1. Schneider down to the apron again through the tri-oval. Look at them battling for the lead. 3 wide down the backstretch. Might give McLeod another shot. 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4 as they come to 2 to go in stage 1. Lap car is going to get in the way of all of them. Oh, what lane is the lap car going to go to? He's in the middle, and that's going to hurt Harvick. Truex, Benedetto still side by side for the lead. Schneider down to the apron to quickly get around the lap car, the 49. And this is going to be a fight for this playoff point. Who is going to get it? Truex trying to block the 21 and the 4. Schneider going to go all the way up high now. Another lap car right in front of the 19. That's Joey Gase in the 51 as they come to the final lap of the stage. Benedetto with a run up high. Lap car stuck again. Schneider goes 3 wide for 2nd place. He's got to run into turn 1. Takes that outside lane again. Lap car Quinn Houff might get in the way of the 99 if Schneider can't clear Harvick down the backstretch. Truex now checks up. Look at Schneider squeezing up the middle, 3 wide. There's Truex with a run though off of turn 4. He's going to clear the 99. Schneider gets the run off the corner exit. Side drafts the 19 to the line. Truex will win stage 1 by inches. Schneider comes up a very, very close 2nd. Followed by Harvick, McLeod, Benedetto back to 5th to round out the top 5. What a finish to stage 1. Schneider almost ran into the back of Quinn Houff down the backstretch, threaded it up the middle. That might have stalled off just enough momentum on corner entry that it took a tad too long to get the run off 4. Having to lift just a little bit extra. And by the time he got to Truex's corner panel to side draft, it was just a tad too late. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming. Truex will win the race off pit road. And before we go green, by the way, for Martin Truex Jr., that was his 2nd stage win of the season. He is now the 2nd driver to have multiple stage wins on the year, fending Schneider off for that one. Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland. Truex with that preferred lane right now. Schneider taking 4 tires for the first time today in that pit stop. Schneider trying to hang in there up high. I don't think it's going to work out too well. Truex is still there. 78 of BJ McLeod up on the outside right now. Schneider trying to side draft the 19. Just could not hang on. All the way up the track goes Schneider. 3 by 3. He is fading. Oh, door bang with the 17 of Busher. Hamlin had to lift. He got way out of the gas.
Looking inside now. Car on the outside now.
That drops Hamlin to 14. Schneider's going backwards. He's got the 4 fresh tires. He knows it takes a good 30 laps for this car to kick in on the longer run. When he has 4 fresh Goodyears, obviously looks more like 15 to 20 laps to get it going on the right side. So you're going to have to remember that. Boy, he cut it close though back at stage 1.
Still there. Car there on the outside. Hold your line there, 3 wide. Clear over.
Can't believe our spotter called us 3 wide when Eric Jones was on the outside of us. We were definitely not 3 wide. We were side by side. It wasn't even close to 3 wide.
Stay at the bottom here. All right, you're clear there. Inside. Clear down low.
Trucks did a great job holding on to the lead on the restart. Schneider challenged him hard for about 3/4 of a lap.
Inside.
Michael McDowell, by the way, was the driver who got the free pass during the stage break. Really overran. Ray Ford drove down way too deep. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. For those of you just tuning in, like, share, subscribe if you are new for more daily NASCAR content. Such as these full race NASCAR video game live stream. We will be back doing live commentary of the actual races again this weekend at Daytona for the Xfinity Series on Friday night. Will not be able to do the Cup race live stream, nor would I, only because it's on the main NBC, sticking to the cable races on Fox Sports 1 and NBC Sports Network.
Your line, got one outside.
With those, the race being on main NBC, sit back and watch it myself. I got my fantasy football draft Saturday night as well, so just like last year on the Daytona race, I'll just be watching the race on my laptop while drafting, so I will not miss a lap by any means. So you know me, I don't do that with the Cup Series.
Stay high,
Oh
stay high.
man, Schneider really got the side of Jimmy Johnson there.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear there. Careful, still there. Clear all around.
Big block in the tri-oval by Corey LaJoy on Stenhouse. I think they are battling for position. They're just both the lap down right now. They're about 11 seconds off the race lead early into this green flag run at the start of stage 2. And also, if you are just tuning in, we had a very epic start to this race and a great battle to the end of stage 1 between 5 drivers in lap traffic. Had a photo finish at stage 1 as well, with Mark Judge Jr. getting the stage win over Schneider by inches at the line. We're going to set up for another crazy Chicagoland finish. We have seen those more recent years that the Cup Series has ran here. Back in 2018 and 2019, both had good races with crazy good finishes. Especially 2018 with the Kyle and Kyle show. Larson trying to avenge himself, battling back and forth with Bowman late in that race, where Alex Bowman got his first career win at the time in 2019 as well. Still about 11.5 seconds off the race lead. Charts getting a lot closer to the back of the lap traffic. Schneider's car slowly starting to come in once again on this longer run. His fastest lap of the race is a 30.663. Back in stage 1. There's one thing Schneider has not done in the Cup Series on the career mode. It is win in a photo finish at the end of a race. Also has not won at his home track at Michigan. Hasn't won the Southern 500. There's a couple big races for him. Maybe some feats to cross off along the way. He has never won at Talladega yet, the Cup Series on his career mode. Obviously trying to go for that championship as well, regular season championship, so still a lot of accolades he wants to accomplish for this final season of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. In the lap 20 in stage 2, only one caution per incident so far, and it struck with 23 laps to go in stage 1. Total in the race would have been lap 58. Now we got trouble off of turn 4. Ryan Blaney is up in smoke for the second straight race. Byron going high. Schneider just sneaks through the middle. He didn't lift at all. And Blaney having issues. Now Blaney did come back to win a stage after having issues in the Brickyard 400 yesterday. Couple cars in turns 1 and 2 trying to miss him. Blaney stays low on the racetrack as he tries to limp that car to pit road. We remain green here at Chicagoland. Elliott and Hamlin side by side as they battle for ninth. Thomas Schneider to close in quickly. See if that's another tire issue for Blaney, or this time it's the engine doing him in. Not only Blaney came back to win a stage, but he also ended up with a 4th place finish.
Careful, still there.
In yesterday's race in the Brickyard 400 as well. Pretty solid day. Probably had the fastest car in the field.
Careful, still there. Clear eye, bud.
Schneider's considering running this stage in half, splitting it down the middle, 40 and 40. Got another 13 laps to get there. Different strategy from what he took in stage 1 when he just ran it out as far as he could. Headed under green, took right side tires. Likely going to take right side tires again, but he's going to try to split the run in half, so that way if we get another late stage caution, maybe the tires will kick in on the longer run a little bit better for him, even sooner, so he's got a better chance of trying to win the stage this time around. And Martin Truex Jr. he's kind of dominating this race now. He led a lot of laps in stage 1. Schneider did as well, though. It was Truex who was able to get the stage 1 victory. Cap 24, welcome to the stream. Winning or spinning all season long. Well, we haven't. Well, we spun once, and that was in the last race because I was looking at the chat too. Outside of that, though, I don't think we've spun the entire season outside of last night. And I was looking at the chat. Hey, we didn't DNF. We ended up winning the race still. It didn't cost us. I guess it cost us a stage win. Could have won both stages instead. We didn't win stage 1 because of it. Finished second in the stage. Outside of that, though, been a near perfect season so far for Schneider. I want to see how far we can keep this top 5 streak going. We're like Denny Hamlin at the beginning of the season with the top 5 consistency. The only difference is that we're winning a bunch of races too. It's crazy. I want to see, is it possible that we can finish in the top 10 every race this season? That would just be like earthly good. I want to see if I can do it. I know we're, not even a quarter of the way through the season. We got some super speedways left. Anything could really happen there. I mean, it's just going to be a miracle to go through a whole Cup season without DNFing, which we've never done on the channel before on any NASCAR video game of the 4 we've now played. So I don't want to toot my own horn this early in the year by any means, but I want to see how good this stretch is going to be here early on. Do it, yeah. That'd be awesome. Again, this is max AI difficulty, 105, legend difficulty. And we have not had this kind of success to start the year ever on the channel, no matter what game it is, even NASCAR Heat 5. So This is just already kind of unearthly what Schneider has put together here in just his second season. Truex up high to block down the backstretch. Schneider slingshots to the inside. Now he'll throw a block on Truex into turn 3. And Schneider is back in the lead at Chicagoland once again. The second time he has led tonight, first since midway through stage 1. Back R6. Oh, we won at Indy last night. Brickyard 400. Yeah, 4 wins in a row, too. Crazy. Almost halfway through stage number 1. That's when Schneider is going to pit. Oh my, I didn't even think about that. Well, we're on such a hot start to the season. Can we actually break Richard Petty's record for the most wins in a single season? I mean, mathematically, it's possible right now. I think we're on pace to win. Well, we got to win 28 to break the record. That would just be crazy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just make this season unforgettable for the domination purposes. I need to go back through to see how many laps I've led in these races so far. The races I've led the most laps, I know I can go back and easily look at, which I think we've led the most laps in 3 races this season of the 7. And there was, I think it was Richmond. I know for a fact I led 76 laps in that race. And the Kansas race we didn't win, I think I led like 25 or something like that. I'll have to go back through. That one will be easier to count because I know I didn't lead a whole lot of laps. I'll have to go back through it because I've been... I want to see the exact moment this channel hits 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I need to get like those New Year's, those little... like ones that go just for when we do hit it. I hope we hit it during a live stream, so you can get my live reaction of it. Either way, it'd be cool, but I think when the next NASCAR game comes out, I mean, if you look at like the viewership we were getting on NASCAR Heat 5 those first 2 months with the Chase Parade season. I mean, our most viewed stream has got over 10,000 views now. Is the Daytona 500 from that season. Even the Daytona 500 is the very first stream I ever did on NASCAR Heat 4, and that was well after the game releases, up over 10,000 views as well. So I think that is going to definitely bring in our influx of subscribers again, just like we had with Heat 5. Because for a little bit there, I was getting about 150 a month for like 2 or 3 months. When Heat 5 first came out. Really, until I took a break when I went to Darlington. And I took like 4 days off the stream, and that killed me. Because after that, like, the viewership was still kind of there for a couple more months, but not the new viewers. It's like the algorithm just completely broke. The problem is when the next NASCAR game comes out, it's literally the weekend before Martinsville. I'm going to Martinsville. That's going to really mess with the algorithm, so I'm going to make sure I take my PS4 with me and try to stream on the go that weekend, because I definitely want to try to keep up with the algorithm this time around. That was something I failed on last year. And granted, you got to figure by that time of the channel last year, when Heat 5 came out in July, I was only like 4 months into creating the YouTube channel, 3 months in. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, algorithm-wise. Now I have a better clue. Lap 40. We are actually just past halfway through stage 1 right now, considering we had those 3 caution laps for the stage break itself. Still just 1 caution per incident, and that came back at lap 58. Aaron Cade 277, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I had to re-upload. I don't know what it is, but the processing on YouTube, I'll edit my videos, and not all the time, but a lot when I'm trying to upload those videos. Like, it'll be fine, and then I'll upload it, and for some reason it'll get like glitchy, like in the middle of it, where like the audio will keep playing, but then the stream will, or not the stream, but the video itself will freeze. So that's why I've had to re-upload a couple of them. But yeah, it was a blast, that's for sure though. If you like watch the finish of that race, like you can hear me just yelling and screaming. I couldn't believe it. I mean, the camera was shaking. I wasn't trying to shake the camera. Just like I was jumping around. Jumping around, it's hard not for the camera not to shake, even with my stabilizer. I couldn't hold myself. The excitement in. Schneider drops off at pit road, so just past halfway through the stage. He'll make his pit stop right here, right now. Half a tank of fuel, right side tires only once again. 4 fresh tires, right side tires and no adjustments. This time into the pits. Patrick, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, it was the first time I've seen Blaney, my favorite driver, win it in person. 23 Cup races is what it took across 16 different tracks. It'll be 17 by the time I go to Martinsville at the end of the year. Oh, we got trouble! Car on the wall! Chase Elliott. Turn 2, looked like he blew a right front tire. I believe it was Chase Elliott. I could be wrong. Schneider was just coming off of pit road when the caution waved. He will be on the lead lap, so he should cycle back as the race leader. Free pass to Ryan Preece in 16th. So caution is out again. Our second for incident tonight. Schneider going to have right sides only compared to the rest of the field. He's going to have more laps after the restart this time, though, so we'll see how that'll work for him.
You're coming to the green. Ready?
Green flag back in the air. 31 laps to go in stage 2. We had 20 to go in stage 1 on the restart there. And Truex going to get shuffled 3 wide to the outside again. Second time he's been on the outside for a restart. He got shuffled 3 wide and is going to lose a ton of positions. As DiBenedetto will climb to second, followed by Ryan Newman. McLeod's still stuck on the outside. Schneider's going to try to hold on to this clean air as long as he can. He only held on for about a lap and a half last time he was on this strategy. Harvick trying to make his way through. He was the one that actually took the lead the last time away from the 99. Harvick soars up high again. Same spot. Little contact with Newman as well. That really pulled the 99 back, and he almost pulled up in front of McLeod. Steered away from him at the last second. So Harvick to the lead, but maybe not for long. Newman to the inside looking for the race lead off of turn 4. Ryan Newman going to lead his first lap of the night. 3 wide, middle of the pack between Kurt Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Joey Logano into turn 1.
Got one up top. You got room. You're clear. Inside.
Schneider trying to hold them all off. 3 by 3. Elliott back on the racetrack. 3 wide, further up ahead now for second. DiBenedetto, Harvick, and McLeod. Look at Truex and Kurt Busch soar around Schneider. Hamlin as well. Comes to 22, Logano in the mix. Still 3 wide behind him as well between Boyer, Elliott, Byron. 4 wide, now through 1 and 2, and they made it. Oh my goodness. Way to go for everybody holding their line there. It's already the 3rd time we've seen 4 wide on a restart tonight. contact with Boyer. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. I keep taking 2 tires during the stages, at least for stage 1, stage 2. Probably not the final stage, because the final stage is going to be 27 laps longer, but stage 1 and stage 2, because for 1, the left sides will make it to the end of the stage. For 2, I want to keep the car a little looser. It's a little too tight on the longer runs when taking 4 tires. I don't want to make a wedge adjustment, because it's just going to make it maybe a little too loose on the long run. It was super, super fast on the long run when we take 4 tires, but the car comes in a little bit quicker, as we saw, about 10 to 15 laps quicker on 2 tires than 4, which is what we need in a sprint to the end of the stage. Which we have right here once again. Assuming that, of course, stays green to the end of stage 2. Did in stage 1, Schneider got back up to 2nd. See if we can get the win this time around. Nab what could be his 10th playoff win of the season already, or sorry, 10th stage win of the season already. I mean, we'll have to see in the final stage if I can take right sides only. I'd like to. It's going to be tougher again with it being 27 laps longer, but if we can, we're above 50% halfway through the stage on the left sides, you know, I'll be able to tell if those left sides would be able to make it or not. Back to the inside of William Byron. Try to side draft him.
Careful, still bad. You're all clear on top there.
Again, only the 3rd race of the season with the 550 package. This is our 8th race of the year, 2nd on a 1.5 miles. Goes against Schneider. The only race he has not won of the first 7 this year was on the first 1.5 mile racetrack at Kansas. Did not win stage 1. That went to Martin Truex Jr. on a photo finish. Schneider came up a close 2nd. Schneider feels more confident with 11 extra laps in this stage that he should be able to catch the leaders. But they're not battling as heavily as they were, allowing Schneider to close in maybe a little bit quicker last stage. But they'll get to the lap traffic a little bit quicker, not only with them being more spread out, but with more laps. So, again, we've seen the 99 just blow through the lap traffic every time today. So, if this stays green to the end of the stage, he's in a really good spot to try and get another playoff point. Schneider ducks underneath Logano. Elliott goes high. Schneider just flatlines the corner. Going to really try the slide job up the track. Elliott is there. Couldn't quite clear him. Logano with a crossover down low to make it 3 wide. Schneider pushed it hard through that corner, and he stayed in the gas. Even being all over the 9. Logano took his line away. Down to the bottom himself once again. Oh boy, Schneider up the middle, 3 wide. Fighting between Logano and Elliott again. What a move. And up to 9th. That's one way to do it. We'll walk the 22 off turn 4 back down to the inside through the trioval. Detto and Truex have probably won the most laps of anybody so far tonight. around Hamlin on the outside. Just gets underneath Kurt Busch for 7th. Benedetto has just caught his first lap car, by the way, during this current green flag run to the end of the second stage. Swings wide off turn 2 to get to the outside of Kyle Busch. Side grabs him. Pulls by, easily clear before getting into turn 3 to cut back down to his preferred lane around Chicagoland on the bottom. This car can handle up high. Feels a little bit more comfortable, though, to run the inside here.
Hold your line, stay high. You're all clear on the bottom there.
Here's Truex. Fights down low underneath Harvick for 4th place off of turn 4. Should take it away from him before they get down into turn 1. By the way, Blaney is back on the racetrack again. He is not on the lead lap, though. Fortunately for him, remember, he did have to pit unscheduled during stage 1 because of a flat right front tire, much like what happened last night. Or not sure if it's the right front, but a flat tire, just like last night at Indy, came back to get a top 5 and a stage win in that race. Unfortunately, he's 27th. The difference between this and Indy, the 2.5-mile track at Indy versus a 1.5 here. So although he lost a lap, he was the only car lapped down when we had that first caution of the race. Plus, it was much earlier in stage 1 that was the case, versus today it was towards the end of stage 1. Right around Newman for 3rd, down the backstretch. Benedetto still pulling away right now from BJ McLeod. He's in 2nd and again has had a stellar night. McLeod was top 5 back in stage 1. Oh boy, Schneider really loose in the tri-oval. One thing with 2 right side tires, it will loosen the car up on top of it. You know, not being as loose on the short run is just trying to squeeze between all the lap cars. So he makes his way on through. You have to say, Benedetto's definitely coasting his way through the lap traffic himself up there. 10 laps to go in stage 1. Schneider's about 3.5 seconds off the race lead. Side-by-side lap traffic in front of BJ McLeod. Schneider clears McLeod in the tri-oval. The problem is now Schneider's got nowhere to go. With Chastain and Bobby Carter right there. Still finds a way, though, to hang on to 2nd. High set on race leader Matty D. Schneider only a second behind Matt DiBenedetto now with just less than 7 laps to go in stage 1. He is closing pretty quickly. Oh, that's a big mistake getting into turn 3. Way too far wide there. Right, at least the tires are more than good enough to hold up to the end of the stage. Benedetto up the middle. Tried it at least for a brief second between Custer and Haley. And here comes Schneider now to try and follow him through that gap. Schneider looks low into turn 3. Benedetto wanted to cut him off, but he waited just a tad too long, and Schneider's going to get to the lead off 4. 5 laps to go in stage 2. 99 car back in the lead. And trying to get his 10th stage win of the young season. Should just pull away from DiBenedetto now. And we're close enough to the end of stage 2. If we did get a yellow, it would end the stage. Two laps to go this time by off of turn 4. 3 wide lap traffic nearly right in front of Schneider. Schneider goes 3 wide to the outside. Putting all those guys an extra lap down. I don't think any of them were on the lead lap. Ryan Priest would be the last car on the lead lap at 16th, so he'll go a lap down on the back stretch, but Priest should get the free pass position. I don't think Schneider's going to catch another car in the next lap. 2 tires, definitely the way to go. With taking 2 tires, he saved an extra set between doing that in stage 1 and stage 2, which should give him, if I do my math correctly, after he pits for 4 tires again at the end of stage number 2, it should give him 5 sets of tires for the final stage, even with taking 4 tires this time around. He's only used 2 sets so far. This will be only the second time he has changed lefts. 10th stage win of the season for Schneider as he'll win stage 2 at Chicagoland. DiBenedetto will finish 2nd. BJ McLeod top 5 for the 2nd straight stage. Ryan Newman 4th, and Martin Church Jr., your stage 1 winner, will finish 5th in stage 2. Kevin Harvick 6th, Kyle Busch 7th, Kurt Busch 8th, Denny Hamlin 9th, and Chase Elliott will round out the top 10. All getting stage points in the 2nd stage tonight. We'll see. Here go those 4 fresh tires. Full tank of fuel coming up. Gonna repair whatever damage this race car's got right now, and no adjustments to the 99 team. Probably gonna drop the back on this restart again, like we've been seeing. I guess we only had one restart where he had 4 fresh tires, and that would have been the start of stage 2, but qualified back in 29, so it's not like he dropped back, he started there. Here we go.
All right, man. You're coming to the green.
Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland. Schneider restarts from the lead, winning the race out of the pits. We'll try to hang on. I don't see it happening. with the 4 tires. He does clear DiBenedetto on the restart before getting into turn 1. And Matty D going to go up high. So every time Schneider's restarted in the lead, 4 fresh tires or 2 fresh tires, the car on the outside keeps getting shuffled 3 wide on the outside and loses at least 5 or 6 positions by the time they make it into turn 3. Schneider going to go wide off turn 4, barely keeps it off the wall. Gets back down to the bottom to block Ryan Newman through the tri-oval to lead the first lap after the restart. Martin Truex Jr. restarted 5th. He is going to go for the lead. What a restart for Truex. He's got it off turn 2. Contact between the 78. Shoved into the 18 from the 99. They're hooked. 5 wide down the backstretch as they go into turn 3. Oh, they made it through the corner, but Schneider's going to go wide into the wall after the contact down low with the 18 car. How did they make it in there? 5 wide into turn 3 with contact with the 18, and Schneider got into the wall. Oh, that is really costly for the 99, trying to get that momentum back. I didn't think we were going to see 5 wide today. We've seen 4 wide on the other restarts, but now we just saw 5 wide after the contact. Schneider was just hooked on the 18. He couldn't get off of him. I don't know who was underneath the 18 car with the contact. But then there was 2 cars up high that were trying to make the run and beat everybody into 3. I don't know how that worked on a mile and a half, but I guess it did. It wasn't perfect by any means, but they still got through there without an accident. We've only had 2 cautions per incident. And the way the trends have played the last couple races, I don't know if we're going to get many more the rest of this race, if any at all. 100 to go. We had 2 cautions per incident 2 races ago at the Indy Road Course. Brickyard 400 on the Oval last night. We had 3 cautions per incident. So far tonight at Chicagoland through the first 2 stages, we've had 2 cautions per incident. We also had a race at Sonoma, second race of the year, only had 2 cautions per incident. So 3 of the last 5 races we have ran, I've had 3 cautions or less. After a crazy start to the year when we had 11 cautions in the Daytona 500, well, we had 9 at Richmond in a 50% race. DJ McLeod back to the lead once again, early in the final stage, taking it away from Truex. Has anybody ever won 5 cup races in a row? Somebody Google search that. Just out of curiosity. That's probably something I should have done before the start of the stream, but I mean, I didn't think it was going to be possible, you know, before we won the first race in a row. We have won 4 in a row coming in. I had to guess it was probably before the modern era. If it has happened, I can see like Richard Petty or David Pearson taking 5 wins in a row out. Joe Yarborough back in his day. Still got the final stage to run. And although the 2-tire strategy for Schneider in the first 2 stages, the shorter stages, compared to this longer final stage, it was able to work to at least finish second and first in both stages. Stage win coming in stage 2. Neto has gotten the lead back away about a lap and a half ago from the 78 of McLeod again. For Schneider's sake here, just don't know. The 3 wide up high on Kenseth and Stenhouse.
Still there?
"27 laps is a long ways to go. Extra 27 laps extra, I should say, is a long way to go on left sides. I mean, you got to figure we have to go 107 laps on these left side tires. From the time we started the stage, 104 green flag laps potentially. If we get a caution or two, that'll help. But I mean, obviously we lose a ton of ground when we're on 4 fresh tires. Remember, Schneider had a tire strategy that helped him win last night in the Brickyard 400, taking no tires on the final green flag pit stop of the race. Or sorry, not final green flag stop, the final stop that was under yellow with about 20 to go.
Stay high up here. Still there inside.
To get that track position to restart from the lead,
Clear low, bud.
and was
Inside.
able to hold on with the clean air. What about here? We knew those tires could make it. This is a little bit more in question. Again, we're worried about the left side, so you will obviously have to change the right sides at some point.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
I mean, the left sides have been above 20%
Careful,
at the
still
end
there.
of each stage. We've only had 1 caution per incident in both stages, so above 20% on about 77 green flag laps. So as far as the green flag laps go, I guess it'd be about 20, if I do my math right. Yeah, it's still 27 laps with green, never mind. I was thinking it might have been a little less. No, it's still 27 laps. Golly, that is a long time. 107. But technically it's 104 under green.
Still there. All right.
Potentially less. Potentially more if we go to overtime too, though. We have not had an overtime finish yet this season. I believe we had 6 of them last season. I'm sure we'll get some at some point. Especially with some more super speedway still to come. Talladega will be the next race tomorrow night on the channel, the Geico 500. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard start time for that 500-mile event. It is only the second 500-mile race of the season, first since the season opener on another super speedway, the Daytona 500. He's not won at Talladega in his career. It came a very close second place behind Chad Fincham. He was the winner of the Geico 500 last year in the regular season Talladega race.
Still there. Clear low. Outside, outside. All right, you're clear there.
As far off the lead as he has been was 15 seconds before starting to cut back into this deficit again. He's not been that far off the lead all day, but again, a lot of that was being 5 wide on the restart, right in the very middle of contact. The 18 of Kyle Busch and getting into the wall, he lost a lot more time on the restart compared to before when he'd be on 4 fresh tires.
Careful, still there. Clear high, bud.
See, that's the thing too, with the car being faster, on older tires, I mean, he ran his fastest lap of the race in stage 1 on left side tires that were not even changed at all in stage 1. And that came in the final 10 laps of the stage when he ran that lap. So, you know, even if we get a late race yellow, he's likely going to stay out of the pits, whether they pit or not, just because the car is going to be faster. Lap time on this. It'll be more stable, but it's not going to be as fast either. It almost sticks too easily. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time here tonight for about the next dozen laps. Pagano and Elliott battling for 8th on the outside. They've been battling with each other all day long. Elliott rallying from that blown right front tire, which brought out the stage 2 yellow. Pagano going to get underneath Elliott through 3 and 4. Trying to kind of run that middle line to keep in the clean air. Look at Schneider up the middle, 3 wide. Oh, what a move! Off of turn 4 through the tri-oval. He carried a huge source of speed. Those guys being side by side, they separated enough through the tri-oval for Schneider to make the move and cleared them both before they got into one. The way he's been running this season and making a move like that, you would think he is a veteran, but again, only in his 2nd season. After running 5th in the points last year, he just has to clean up the DNFs. He had 5 of them last season. Costed him maybe some playoff points in the regular season. Stuck behind Quinn Houck down the backstretch, had to lift and let Kurt Busch go once again. Drops in line behind Busch. Definitely showing more patience this year and showing some clean aggressiveness. And he's being aggressive when he feels that he can be. He's not forcing the issue to be aggressive unless he is in a very desperate situation. Look at Kyle Busch trying to side draft the 99. Not allowing the 99 to clear until Kurt Busch got underneath the 18. That held him up. Speaking of being held up, Kevin Harvick backed up behind a couple lap cars side by side. Now the 3 wide for position. Harvick had to go high. That'll keep him in front of the 18 to the 1, but Schneider is long gone in the 5th position now. Truex, by the way, is leading once again. Schneider's 6 seconds off the lead and closing quick. Caution. Ooh, that is interesting. Caution is out with 79 laps to go, our 3rd of the race. This could stay green to the end. These guys cannot make it on fuel. By the time we go green, we're going to have about 75 to go. So even if you pit, you're going to be about 13 laps short on gas. And I think Schneider's committed to staying out here. He's faster on older tires. Everybody behind him is going to pit. He doesn't want to lose that track position again if we do stay green. Chris Buescher will get one of his 2 laps back with the free pass. Still be 1 lap down at 17th. So the top 5 going to stay out. Everybody on back will have fresher tires. Here we go. Green flag back in the air at Chicago. What a race here today. We saw 5 wide on the last restart. We see it again here. The mixture of fresh tires and old tires. The old tires in front of the fresh tires. We'll see. Had a great restart on the inside. 3 wide for 2nd already under the 78. And the 21. Schneider now underneath Truex for the lead in 3 and 4. From 5th to 1st, just like Truex. Only he took a lap sooner than Truex to get there. Schneider leads at Chicago once again. Still 74 to go. And obviously still got a lot of drivers on fresher tires back there. Harvick is 3 wide for second underneath the 21 and the 19. He can't get underneath the 78 of McLeod who blocks him. Logano also on fresher tires behind Harvick on the inside lane. Schneider quickly out to a 1 second lead. Harvick finally takes second as McLeod goes up near the wall. Logano to third. Byron up to fourth. They're definitely going to close in on this 99 car pretty quick. Want Schneider a little extra time. Not a whole lot. Brian Blaney back there who is 2 laps down. They're going to try to block the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Logano up high. Schneider trying to block him. Not going to be able to, though. Joey's got the run into 3. Look at William Byron out of nowhere. He's all the way up high. Schneider trying to side draft the 22 as he slides up the track. 3 wide, getting split by Harvick and Byron. Harvick still charges to the inside, now the 22 for the lead. Harvick clear off 2. Logano led 1 lap. That was it. That's the only lap Logano's led all night. Blaney trying to get one of his 2 laps back here. Byron down low as he tries to close on Logano for second. Schneider's got a run inside the 12 of Blaney. Slides up the track a little too early though in 1 and 2. Then he got the run off the banking on the high side. A lot of drivers took fresher tires there. Schneider's still hanging on to 4th. In reality, not that far off the race lead still. Harvick's only about a 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Well, Michael McDowell up to 6th place on fresher tires as well. Looking for his second top 10 of the year. His only other top 10 came in the Daytona 500. Again, battling underneath the 12 of Blaney. Just not able to do it. Had to lift that time and let the 12 go. He got a little too sideways too early in the corner, and he wasn't going to be able to stick it without lifting. Otherwise, he would have gotten into the left side of Blaney's race car. But a perfect corner through 3 and 4 to try and charge back. 6 to go. Schneider again back underneath the 12 car. Just can't make the pass. Seems like he's a little better in 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. If he can maybe get to the inside of Blaney in 3 and 4, he might have a chance to get around him. Has a run down the backstretch, trying to stay in the draft in the 12. Dives it low into 3 and 4, and yes, indeed, that's where he will make the pass. Not for position. Blaney's 2 laps down. He's on fresher tires. A lot of the cars that have been in the top 5 all day all stayed out too. Another reason why Harvick's probably not pulling as far ahead as, say, the Benedetto would over Truex or even BJ McLeod. far as the short run cars go. Schneider underneath Byron. He's gonna have to make the pass of 1 and 2 though. He struggled to get around Blaney there, so we'll see if he can get around Byron there. They actually cleared him getting into turn 1, so should be able to hold on. Luckily it wasn't side by side. Otherwise it probably would have been a little harder. Run on Logano, he's going to have to pass him in 1 and 2 also. This time, though, he's not going to be able to clear Logano getting into the corner like he did on Byron. Joey trying to block a little bit. Really going to try to squeeze the 99 car down on the inside. Logano trying to side draft. Schneider definitely couldn't clear him there. Trying to get away from him now down the backstretch. And clear into turn 3 rather. And 99 on the charge. Less than 2 seconds behind Harvick for the race lead. Will those left sides make it all the way to the end? The right side's only when he does hit pit road. Everybody still has to pit before the end of the race. .61 laps to go, 55% still on the left front. So with having that caution in the middle of the stage, we had 4 caution laps, so it's going to be like having to run 100 laps on those left side tires as far as green flag laps go if it does stay green to the finish. Taking right sides will loosen up the car a little bit more. The looser it is, the more it's going to wear out the left front versus the right front. So, again, we'll see if he can get to 50 to go, and it is at 50%. He's pacing good enough to make it to the end, though it will be very close. He's got to be able to save. It's going to be during this run. Not so much the second, and now we have a caution with 60 laps to go. Our 4th caution of the night. Second of the final stage. And this is going to put everybody in a little bubble on fuel as well to the end of the stage. Schneider going to pit for right sides only. This caution is probably going to help him make it on the left side, or at least it's going to be even closer to him making it if he wasn't going to make it already. No adjustments. So he should win the race off pit road with taking right sides only, and he does. Will be the control car on the restart inside lane. Harvick will be on the outside front row. Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland. Will this be the final restart of the race? 56 laps to go. Harvick stuck 3 wide to the outside in 1 and 2. We've seen that from every car on the restart on the outside when Schneider's been on the inside on the front row. This could be the run to the checker. Logano up to second. Kyle Busch going to swing low underneath Logano off turn 4 for that second position, and Schneider leads the opening lap after the restart. Seems like Schneider always loses the lead off turn 2 on these restarts in this situation. And he will again, and Boyer's going to go 3 wide, and he'll get to the lead. I don't think anybody saw Boyer. Look at Michael McDowell going for 3rd place. Elliott up the middle. Now they're 3 wide for, almost 3 wide for second. Busch shut the door on Elliott. Michael McDowell is all over the back of the 18. They were 4 wide off turn 4 again, and they made it without any contact. 3 by 3 as they funnel into 1 and 2. Harvick gets sideways. And Schneider got into the back of him and now bounces off the wall. Harvick couldn't hold the corner that checked up to 99. Kyle Busch gets to the lead off turn 2 meanwhile, and McDowell's up to second. And now McDowell's actually 3 wide for third as Elliott hangs on to second place. Shut the door on him in 3 and 4. Busch won on the only other mile and a half at Kansas earlier this season. Trying to do it again here at Chicagoland, where he won back in 2018. There's a few wins here at Chicagoland, in fact, in the NASCAR Cup Series. Most recent in 2018 now.
Careful, go back.
And in the newer generation of NASCAR games, remember, this is the final race at Chicagoland. The only time we'll run this racetrack is on the older EA games. Well, the older NASCAR games in general, I should say. This being the final ride for the NASCAR Youth Series. Unless the track does make a return to the schedule in the coming years, which isn't impossible, I guess. We definitely won't see it in NASCAR 21 Ignition, I can guarantee that. He sends it underneath the 32, can't quite get around it. Austin Dillon takes it 3 wide as well. Put Schneider in the bubble as BJ McLeod now leads at Chicagoland with 51 laps to go. 3 wide to the bottom goes Schneider trying to get around Austin Dillon.
Got one peeking outside.
He's slipping. Only putting him in a box as well.
Hold that line, driver. Clear low, clear low. You got room, you're clear. Outside.
Now Matt DiBenedetto back in the lead. 50 laps to go at Chicagoland.
Stay low. Hold your line, got one outside.
The only way Schneider is going to take tires at this point
Stay high, stay high.
on a caution even is going to be if it's super late in the race and he knows for a fact he can't make it on these tires. Because as far as the race car's speed goes, this is going to be his best chance. He is slower on 4 fresh tires. And look at him going 3 and 4 wide off of turn 4 up there. Now into the tri-oval, there's still 4 wide. 3 wide back where Schneider, Keselowski, and Austin Dillon are. They're still 4 wide into one. They've been 4 wide for almost an entire lap up there. I'm surprised they are still, oh my goodness, they're still 4 wide down the backstretch. This is insane. Now the 3x3. I thought Talladega was tomorrow night. My goodness. Mile and a half tracks are a little narrow to be going 4 wide for an entire lap like that, but they made it, and I don't even think they made any contact. Qualifying the pole for the Charlotte Truck Race. There you go. Congratulations. Hopefully you get the W. Looking for the stream, by the way, Michael. Schneider's got plenty of time to catch those leaders. We'll see exactly how good at least the 99 car is on fuel to the end of the race. We'll get back to the start-finish line this time by as he exits turn 4. Went down to 49 on the estimated fuel. So a little less than 5 laps to the good. About 4 3/4 of a lap to the good on fuel for at least the 99 car out in front. We'll see how everybody else will be. It should be good. If we go to overtime, it's going to be pushing it, but stays green to the end, or even if we get another caution well before forcing an overtime, then these guys should be plenty good on fuel to the end after that. But right now, they still should be good. And everybody hit pit road during that last caution. There's going to be no way to save the left side tires. The looser the car is, the left sides will burn more. So if he tries to back up the corners, it's actually going to make it a little worse on the left sides. Now the right sides, on the other hand, if he were to back up the corners, it would save the right side, but the right sides are well above the lefts right now. He's not worried about the rights. Just ride it out and just hope. At least with these couple cautions we've had so far, he's at 8 caution laps plus the 3 caution laps during the stage break. So the final stage would have been 107 laps. It's 11 caution laps that they have ran, so really it's going to be more like 96 laps, which is still a lot on left side tires here on this 1.5-mile racetrack. But should be good. Again, if he did have to pit for 4 tires, he's still got 4.5 sets left. So that all means he can take it, but he's faster without it. Oddly enough. Especially if he can get the track position in clean air.
Hold your line, stay high.
On the outside of Denny Hamlin. Side drafting 12 of Blaney. Full throttle through 3 and 4, really sent it through that corner. Even on the outside, easily gets it to stick. Benedetto about to get in lap traffic very shortly. And he is the race leader. Schneider's about 8.5 seconds off the lead still. Slowly closing in.
Still there?
He's not worried. He knows he's got time to catch him. Still 39 laps to go.
You're clear there.
Outside from turns 3 and 4. Here is the run down the backstretch. Sends it into 3. Underneath Kurt Busch for 7.
Careful, still there.
Clears him off turn 4.
You're clear there.
Harvick now underneath Kurt Busch for position after passing and clearing Logano off for himself. Harvick looking for 7th, or 8th place rather. Schneider's in 7th. There you go. Harvick clears Kurt Busch now. Logano gonna try to follow Harvick. Everybody just kind of training around the car who runs the outside, it looks like. Bottom the way to go in this run currently. Down in the chat, still let me know. I haven't had any word back yet on if it would be a NASCAR record if we won here tonight. It'd be our 5th consecutive victory. I don't know if anybody has ever done that in NASCAR history. We were the 9th driver to win 4 races consecutively after winning last night in the Brickyard 400 on the Indianapolis Oval, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if anybody's ever won 5 in a row. And if so, if I had to guess, it was probably in the before the modern era, I should say. I guess it's probably Richard Petty. Maybe David Pearson or Kelly Yarborough might have done it. I don't know. Maybe Google search on that one. In the worst case scenario, we can't get a complete answer and we do win a 5th race in a row here tonight, then we'll look it up in the chat. We gotta get up there first. Schneider's climbing, he's up to 6th. It's about 6 seconds behind De Benedetto. Oh man, really had to check up behind Joey Gase off turn 4. And we'll have to see if those tires, again, will make it to the end of the race. He can't save the tire. Especially while he's not leading, but even if he tried to save them, I just don't think it would work out too well for him. 34 more laps.
You're all clear on the bottom there. All right, you're clear.
And the high side has a run on Newman. Side drafts him down the backstretch, up to 4th. Petty won 10 races in a row in the Cup Series in 1967. My goodness. Well, okay, this will be the most in a row in the modern era. I don't think we're going to win 10 in a row. You never know. I could be wrong, but we got a super speedway coming up. And, I mean, that's just a lot of races. Kurt Busch very slow on the racetrack. I think he's just coming off a pit road after an unscheduled pit stop for Kurt Busch. Schneider did make a pass on Truex into turn 1 for 3rd. Kurt Busch going to have a little bit fresher tires, and he's probably 2 laps down, as he likely had a tire go down a little bit ago. Modern era would be 1973 and on, for those of you wondering. That's insane. 10 races in a row. I don't care if you're racing 2-3 times a week. I think that makes it even more impressive that you could win 10 in a row, running 2 and 3 races a week. That does take a lot of attrition. Not only with the driver, but the car as well, considering that back then they couldn't pull out backup cars as easily as they did today. They weren't making as much money. Still putting a lot in. But you had a lot of drivers running part-time. Harder for even some of the big boys to run a full-time schedule. 30 to go here at Chicagoland. Center going to go high into turns 1 and 2. McLeod down low. And to get around that lap car, Bobby Carter. McLeod going to get stuck behind Cole Custer off the exit of the corner. Oh, Schneider did too. Had to check up a tiny bit. Side drafts to 78 though. And tries to go full throttle now through 3 and 4. And he does to stick the corner and clear. BJ McLeod off turn 4. Schneider to second. 2.5 seconds behind De Benedetto for the race lead. But no, McLeod could be in position to steal a win today. Schneider full throttle through 1 and 2 also. It's actually better Schneider's going full throttle because it's going to put more stress on the right front, not so much on the left front. That's probably going to actually be better to save it going full throttle than trying to back out of the gas at all. When he gets any sort of rear wheel spin and the car starts to turn more left and get a little loose, the left front is therefore going to wear out a little bit. Quickly a 1.5 seconds now behind De Benedetto for the race lead. That's still good on fuel to the end. Cars One Boy, welcome to the stream. Well, I guess we'll be halfway to time right now. If we get a caution, we have to stay out. We have to. We are faster on older tires than what we are on fresh. Even with these old left side tires, let's see what this lap's going to be at the line. Even passing a lap car on the outside, 31.276. Really side drafted into Benedetto. And sent it off into turn 1. All clear. 25 laps to go. The 99 car's out in front. 20% left on the left front tire. If we know for a fact that left front's not going to make it, then obviously we will pit. Schneider's got to push to save the left front, though. He's got to run at or very near full throttle to put the stress on the right front instead of the left front.
Stay high up there. You got one down low now.
Oh, he had to lift. That's the problem, is trying to keep it off the wall and keep it off the other cars, too.
Clear road.
Hell, we don't want to damage the car.
All clear.
Trying to go the entire final stage. 107 laps on that left front tire. Green flag laps, if it stays green to the end, will be 96 laps. I just don't think that left front's pacing well enough. 22 to go. It's down to 17%. Go back to full throttle again. He is really trying to put the stress on the right front, but it's just
Stay low.
not happening. Not enough, at least. And to lift in traffic, 3 wide in front of him. He had nothing but dirty air in front. Shoving the car a little too tight. Zigzagging his way through the lap traffic, 21 to go. You want to build as big of a lead as possible if that left front tire blows as well. We get another caution. That's less laps he's going to have to run to the end unless the caution forces overtime.
Stay low. You got room. You're clear there.
I knew the tires were going to make it last night. I wasn't really worried about it in last night's race. Even though we did have to kind of nurse it the last 4 laps of the race, I still knew we were going to make it with nursing it, no problem. And we did. Tonight, on the other hand, a little different issue here. Again, Schneider, the problem is he can't save. Because every time he gets out of the gas, it's getting the car just a little bit looser, which is, yes, faster, but if it's more loose than tight, but if it's loose, it's going to wear out the left side more than the right, so can't. He's got to try to just send it in full throttle. Just push the car and just try to get it to roll over on the right front tire. An awkward angle. It's really tough trying to pass these lap cars too, though. Especially Byron kind of took his line away just a tad. From going full throttle again. 18 laps to go. It is not looking good for the 99.
Your tires are getting pretty bad.
And the lift again, 3 wide on the outside. Blaney checked up big time. I don't know what happened, if he was just letting those two go by, knowing that Kurt's got fresher tires and that Schneider's the leader, or what it was there. Schneider on the outside of Kurt push, still going to be able to push full throttle that time. Left front's been at 11% for about 2 straight laps.
See if we can manage our tire a little, okay? Clear road.
Now it's down to 10%. It took about 2.5 laps for it to move down 1%. If it goes at that pace, that could be a saving grace for Schneider. The right front is slowly catching up, though, with the left front while I'm trying to burn the right front, because the left front doesn't have much more to give. So now the right front's down to 22%. Until that right front catches the left front, and we're going to have to just keep doing this.
Go easy on the tires.
Still an 11% difference right now. 15 to go. It's going to be an awkward angle getting into the corner with John Hunter Nemechek in the middle, but still Schneider was able to go full throttle down to the inside. What a gigantic lead right now for the 99. Oh, almost made contact with the 22. Shot the back of the 16 of Haley. Three wide getting into one. Had to lift quite a bit on corner exit. About a 15.5 to 16 second lead over Matt DiBenedetto. Because if he pits, he's going to have to take 4 tires to change the lefts, because he can't change lefts only for whatever reason in this game. I don't know if I'm starting to wonder if the right front's even going to make it at this point as well. Oh man, it jumped down like 3% that corner. What was that? Well, left front's down to 4%. Twelve laps to go. Well, the only thing now is hope and pray.
You're gonna blow a tire, dude.
11 laps to go.
You got room, you're clear there.
Yeah, we get a caution. We're going to have no choice but to pit. Whenever we get in these nail-biter situations, why do you guys always want to see a caution? I'd almost rather it play green because Schneider's got such a big lead. Starting to save that left front a little bit again, going full throttle, but now the right front's down to 10%. Oh my goodness. Go full throttle. Oh, we got the wall. That's not going to help those right sides. That knocked the right front down 2% in that corner. Getting into the wall just a little bit off the exit of turn 2. 9 laps to go at Chicagoland. A 21-second lead for Schneider. Lift again under the corner, way too deep that time. Down to 1% on the left front. The right front's down to 5. 8 laps to go, 22 seconds ahead of DiBenedetto. Schneider in the lift again, Dylan on the inside of him. I mean, that tire's gonna blow. Jeez. I think both tires are gonna give out by the end of this one. To lift again. He was 3 wide on corner entry. He's going to make it at least one more lap there. 7 laps to go. 7 to go. 23.5 seconds to DiBenedetto. Only 4 cars on the lead lap. Tire can give out at any moment. Oh, there it goes. Left front is down on the 99. He's underneath the 19 of Truex. The left front tire has blown on Schneider's race car, and now he's got to nurse it. Coming to 6 laps to go. Oh, my goodness. And now the right front's down to 2%. Matt DiBenedetto, who got his first career win at Martinsville at the end of last season, it was too late. He couldn't make the playoffs. is in prime position because that left front is gone on the race leader. Look at how fast the lap cars are blowing by. A 23.5-second lead. Is that going to be enough of a lead for Schneider to nurse this car home? Around the mile and a half track, hard into the wall. Now the right front's down. Both the front tires are down. Hard hit into the outside wall for Schneider. Now he's even slower on the racetrack. 5 laps to go at Chicagoland. That was a heavy hit into the wall, and this car is just killed. Oh no.
Hold your line, got one inside. Looking inside now.
Trying to drop it to third gear. All these guys getting back on the lead lap. Just doink.
Inside.
Oh my goodness.
Got one peeking inside.
There's no hope at this point.
Got one peeking outside.
4 laps to go. He can't even keep it off the wall in the trioval. My goodness. And here comes Matt DiBenedetto. Oh, man, into the 24. Byron picked the wrong lane. DiBenedetto's going high. He's trying to miss the 99, who can't keep it off the wall. And Matt DiBenedetto is going to take the race lead with 4 laps to go at Chicagoland. Oh, jeez.
Hold your line, got one inside. Got a car.
Oh, man, McDowell nowhere to go. No yellow on the racetrack either.
Car high, careful there. Got one down low now.
Well, Schneider's definitely not going to win. I don't think the top 10 streak's going to stay alive either.
Hold your line, got one inside. Inside.
Oh, jeez. I'm wondering if we could have made it on the left front flat if we didn't burn the right front up too much. The problem is we probably would have blown the left front about a handful of laps earlier. The only other thing I could have done was pit. That would have sacrificed the win, which wouldn't have mattered anyway. But now he's back to 7th.
Inside. Here we go now, 3 lines. Hold your line, got one
Schneider's
outside.
still on the lead lap right now.
Here's the line.
Matt DiBenedetto is coming to get the white flag. Next flag will end the race, whether it's the yellow or the checker.
Outside, hold your line. Looking inside
Schneider's
now.
top 10 streak is going to come to an end, I'd have to assume.
Got a car coming inside now.
William Byron is in 11th. Schneider's in the wall.
Got a car high now.
DiBenedetto's 3 wide underneath the 24. Oh, DiBenedetto gets into the 99. Oh, man. There were 4 wide getting into the corner. And Matt DiBenedetto is going to win and lock himself into the playoffs off of turn 4. Schneider blowing both front tires with 4 laps to go in the race. And has to limp the car home in 13th.
About 20 count.
Jeez. Well, so much for the top 10 streak. That's over to start the season. I should have just pitted under green. We might have been able to stay on the lead lap at least. And we might have I think we would have had a better finish at least if we would have pitted. We wouldn't have won either way. We probably wouldn't have even gotten the top 5 either way. I could see us probably finishing like 8th or 9th if we would have pit before the tires blew. Well, Matt DiBenedetto gets his first win of the season. And Matty D going to advance to the playoffs, his second career win in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. That was a heartbreaker for Schneider. Well, 4 laps short on both tires. I mean, the left front blew, and then a half a straightaway later, the right front gave out. But 23.5-second lead wiped away. Golly. Yeah, that was definitely a long time to go on those tires. That stinks. Only other thing we could have done was if we took 4 tires under that last pit stop. We took 4 tires earlier, we fell about 15 seconds off the lead. We had enough laps left, we probably would. Well, the right front might not have made it anyway. Even if we took 4 tires under the last caution. Because the right front gave out a lot. Now, granted, I was pushing the right front quite a bit. But, I mean, that gave out with 4 laps to go, too. Maybe I could have saved the right front with that big of a lead late, but we wouldn't have had that big of a lead late either. Like, we might have been in the lead, but we probably would have only been about 5-6 seconds ahead, guesstimation, at the end of the race to try and save. And we would have gotten a better finish still if we could have saved it. We might not have won either. I think if you look at every scenario here, I don't think we were going to win. No matter what strategy we took, but we definitely could have had a better finish if we would have went with another strategy. So, I mean, either way, Matt DiBenedetto was in the right place at the right time, and, you know, no matter which way we would have went, DiBenedetto would have likely won. He was the guy that ended up passing us there at the finish. We'll take a look at those finishing results here. DiBenedetto with the win. B.J. McLeod second. Denny Hamlin third. Kyle Busch fourth. Joey Logano fifth. And Chase Elliott will finish sixth. Kevin Harvick seventh. Ryan Newman eighth. Truex, who won stage 1, finishes ninth. And William Byron rounds out the top 10. And 9 cars finished on the lead lap here today. Matt DiBenedetto's margin of victory was about 4.5 seconds over B.J. McLeod in this race. Strong run for McLeod in that Live Fast racing team. No car ever did that at Chicagoland. That is probably very true. Tires haven't been that abrasive. I mean, again, we were able to run on 2 tire strategies in stage 1 and 2. It's just those extra 27 laps killed us in that final stage. And even with all the caution laps, we still had to make it 96 laps on green. And we were 4 laps shy. We made it 92 laps. We just couldn't make it the full 96. That's why I take 4 tires. Again, I don't know if the right front tire would have made it to the end anyway if we took 4 tires under that last caution. The only thing that I would have changed was just pitting before the left front blew with about 10 laps to go, because at least we would have salvaged the top 10 out of it instead of finishing down in 13th. I think we could have probably beaten Newman for 8th is what I would have guessed. I think we would have cycled somewhere around there because we had a 23.5 second lead. We would have had to take 4 tires, but we would have been a little slower than our pace that we were running on those older tires too. It might have been a lose-lose situation. I just don't see how we could have won that race, no matter what strategy we had. All right, that's enough dwelling on that for tonight. Only Schneider scored a lot of stage points. Denny Hamlin did outscore him by just a little bit. Still a massive lead in the regular season championship. First non-top 10 finish of the season for Schneider. Unfortunate that streak on top of the winning streak itself ended tonight. Going to remain at 4 wins in a row, but it's still a career best and I believe a game best in general. I don't think we've ever done that on the NASCAR Heat 5 video game. Or any NASCAR video game for that matter. I don't think Well, no, we won 4 in a row on Thunder 04, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, we didn't win the championship either one of those seasons, but I do remember a hot stretch where we did win 4 in a row there. So. Didn't break my personal record tonight either. That just goes to show how hard it is, though, to, like, I figured we weren't going to get 10. We couldn't even get 5. And we'll see. We'll see. We got a long season still to go. I think we're going to try to chase that Richard Petty most wins in a single season record. I think we can get 28. I mean, even though we finished 13th tonight, we still won 6 of the first 8 races. 84 laps led for Matt DiBenedetto, so he did lead the most laps on top of winning this race. Definitely well-deserved for him. Fell into his lap late with Schneider blowing both of his front tires with 4 laps to go. That is not an accurate lap by Denny Hamlin. 20.154. That's like Martinsville, Richmond lap times. Yeah, he did not run a 22nd lap. I don't know what that was for. Game glitch there. All right. So that is going to wrap things up. The Geico 500 will be on the channel tomorrow, and it should be a pretty wild one. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard start time for that. We'll also run a NASCAR Busch Series race tomorrow earlier on in the afternoon as well for a full race live stream there. So tune in for that one if you can. I know it's earlier, it's middle of the week afternoon, but we'll run a doubleheader on the channel tomorrow with the live streams. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. It should be a wild one today. It was a wild one today, that's for sure. I don't think anybody could have predicted that kind of a finish at the start of the day, to say the least. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see what happens next on the career mode.